What is going on? How's everybody doing today? So, Nebraska football kind of in a little bit of a situation. Dylan Raiola has entered the transfer portal. He will not be the quarterback for the Cornhuskers next year. You now might be in the market for a quarterback. You have an option on your team in TJ Latif. I think you're probably in the market for a quarterback, though. I don't know if you fully trust TJ Latif quite yet. I think he could be a good player. I just don't know if Matt Rule wants to throw him out there quite yet to lead this team next year in the middle of kind of a rebuild that, like, next year should have been the spot where you were probably college football playoff contenders if Dylan Raiola sticks around. And now he's gone, and you're stuck with a freshman going into a sophomore year in TJ Latif. Leaves me to wonder, is he going to be the starting quarterback next year, or are you going to hit the transfer portal and go and find someone else? So I have a few candidates that they could go out and target in the transfer portal, a few that I haven't heard linked to it at all. So just pure speculation here. So let's get straight into the first one. That's Anthony Calandria from UNLV. So UNLV had one of the more explosive offenses in the entire country this year, and Anthony Calandria was a big part of that. So obviously Dan Mullen, good offensive mind. He's always going to develop a really good offense, really good um, quarterback play, and we really saw that with Anthony Calandria. So he was kind of shaky at Virginia, really took his game to the next level at UNLV. There is no word yet as to if he is entering the transfer portal, but I think he should. And I did see that he just signed with a new agent or a new company representing him. So it does kind of make me wonder. This was today, by the way. It does make me kind of wonder if Calandria is going to enter the portal because if he did, he is a guy that I think would have heavy interest from a lot of bigger schools, really. I think he could definitely up UNLV. I think he could improve his spot at UNLV. But anyways, he's had an outstanding year there. He really shocked me. I didn't think he was that good, or I didn't think he was gonna be that good. I'm sorry. Um, I watched a lot of UNLV's games actually, and I was very big on him. I think this would be a very big pickup for Nebraska if they could go out and get Calandria if he hits the portal. Now the next one is another one that there are some questions as to the strength of opponents he's been playing, and that is Marcus Stokes. So Marcus Stokes, I know a lot of you probably know. Former Florida commit, former Penn State commit, ended up at West Florida for some unfortunate reasons. But I've watched this kid play in high school a lot. This kid's a great player. I said from the start, this kid was a really good quarterback. He is a great deep ball too. Um, Dominated the D2 level, dominated at West Florida at the D2 level. He's in the running to win the D2 Heisman this year, which we've seen Trinidad Chambliss win last year. We saw Cam Ward win it a few years ago. So Marcus is kind of making his way into the same footsteps that you did see Cam Ward and that you saw Trinidad Chambliss take, where you go straight from D2, probably the best player in D2 if you're in the running for Heisman or their Heisman, I forget what it's called, and you jump straight to power four ball. I think he could do it. He was a Florida commit for a reason. He was a Penn State commit for a reason. He had offers from all these big schools for a reason. I think you can go out and get Marcus Stokes for a very good price. I think he's a steal right here, and he's a true dual threat quarterback. Um, he can use his legs. He can sling it around. Are some turnover issues? There are. I think you can. I think you can fix it. It's definitely fixable. And another reason I really like this fit here is because I think Nebraska will work better with a dual threat quarterback because they haven't had the greatest offensive line. Dylan Raiola was not as dual threat as he was labeled to be, and Marcus Stokes is. And also, Anthony Calandra can also get it done with his legs. This kid has wheels on him. He can sling it. Both these guys I just previewed, they can sling it, they can run it, they can kind of do it all, and I think that's a perfect fit for this Nebraska offense to keep other opponents on their toes, especially when your O-line is letting you down at times. Now, the next one is Kenny Minchey. So, one thing here, I've said it in a lot of videos I've mentioned Kenny Minchey. He was in a quarterback battle with CJ Carr. A lot of insiders at Notre Dame said that he won the quarterback battle. CJ Carr was announced a starter. Like I said, all the insiders said it was Kenny Minchey's job to lose. So, I mean, CJ Carr's had a pretty good year. If you're going toe to toe with him in camp, you're still super young. I I think it's worth a shot. I think some teams should give him a shot, and he's in the portal now. So there's there's heavy interest. I know Texas Tech is looking at him. A few other schools. I wouldn't be shocked if Nebraska entered the mix. I think Kenny Minchey could be a very good player. He's highly touted recruit out of high school. So yeah, the next one, same situation. Lincoln Kienholz. Quarterback battle with Julian Sayin. If you go toe to toe with Julian Sayin in a quarterback battle in camp, and then you look at what Julian Sayin has done this year, like he was a Heisman finalist, you may have something right there in Lincoln Kienholz. Lincoln Kienholz, he's not quite yet in the portal. I think he may end up being in the portal unless he just wants to stick it out at Ohio State. Sounds as of right now, he will be in the portal. I think this will be a slam dunk move if Nebraska goes out and get him or goes out and gets him. The only question is, do TJ Latif, he's not very experienced. Do you want to go out and get another guy that is also not very experienced? Kind of let those two battle it out during camp and just start whichever one. Or do you want to go get a proven guy in some of the other candidates I named, like Marcus Stokes, even though there is some questions as to he was only played in the D2 level? Or do you want to go get a guy like Anthony Calandria that you know will come in and at least be serviceable? Because we haven't seen really many reps from Lincoln Kienholz or Kenny Minchey. Or, I mean, you didn't see too much of TJ Latif, but that's just my take on it. Like, I know I went to the Canelo and Crawford fight, obviously, in Vegas a few months ago. Obviously, Crawford's from Nebraska, so there was a lot of Nebraska fans there. I was sitting in the MGM Sportsbook. A lot of Nebraska fans were watching Dylan Raiola play. The Nebraska game was on at the time. By the way, everyone around me was telling me how excited they are for TJ Latif. I think a lot of the Nebraska fan base is behind TJ Latif. This was before Raiola got hurt. So there was really nothing but hype around TJ Latif. We didn't get to see him start any games quite yet. And he showed flashes. He showed flashes. It's just, is he ready to take on that full role? I don't know quite yet. I don't know yet. But I do know the Nebraska fan base is very excited for him based off of what I heard. I had several people tell me in the MGM Sportsbook that day that they would not be mad if Raiola left because they can't wait to see TJ Latif. Maybe they think different now after TJ did start a few games. And like I said, I still think TJ's a good player. I think he's going to be a good player. But when you're trying to go to the college football playoffs, I don't know if TJ Latif is the guy yet because he's still so young. Maybe you do want to go get one of these portal guys. So that's just a few names that I think Nebraska could target in the portal that I think is realistic because I don't see them going out and making a big splash on like a Sam Levitt or a Dylan just left, but a Brennan Sorsby maybe I could see that. But yeah, that's just some names. So um a lot of Nebraska content coming soon as we do figure out more about this quarterback. So if you're a Nebraska fan and you did enjoy this video somehow, then drop a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. We've been getting some love from a few different fan bases, and we're gonna try and pump out some Nebraska content for you guys, like staff and personnel wise and quarterback updates when we hear more. So yeah, just be on the lookout for all that, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.